So, good morning, everyone. So, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Gopal Rathod, and currently I am doing PhD in mathematics, and I have already cleared GCET examination in the year of 2018. So, especially I am the topic that which I am going to teach you is that mathematical physics. So from this topic I am going to teach you that one or two concepts that is related to the differential equation and matrices and 2-3 other topics. So let us start with that topic of differential equation. So before going to start differential equation, I want to explain the concept of first what is equation. That every time we are just saying that it is this type of equation or this type of equation, Legendre equation, Bessel's equation, and then differential equation and so on. But the concept is that what we mean by that equation, or if there is any term is given, then when we can say it as an equation. So suppose if we have that function, so now again the question comes in our mind is that what we mean by that function. So function that is nothing but it is one kind of machine. It works like one kind of machine. So whenever we give it something, then it will return it something. So same type of structure is for that function as well. So function is nothing but it is a one kind of machine. Generally we are denoting it by that f. So f, that is the function which is from domain A to that codomain B. This is the domain of that function, this is codomain of that function, and it is defined by that something you have might seen that it is in the way that f of x is equal to x, that is known as the identity function. So this is the function which is you can consider as a machine in which you are giving something and it will return something. So now for this function, when we put the equality sign is equal to something, here I have written it, generally we are taking it as a 0, so that's why I have taken it as a 0. So when we are give the equality sign to that particular term or to that particular function, then and then we can say it as a equation. So equation means it is a term which contains that equality sign, a term which contains that equality sign, and that's why it is known as a equation. So now the next question is that what we mean by the differential equation. So differential equation means if it contains the differential term, then it is known as a differential equation. So let us start with the definition of differential equation. So what we mean by differential equation? So an equation is said to be the differential equation if it contains the differential coefficient, or so now next is definition of differential equation. So an equation in which differential coefficient occurs is called the differential equation. That means in equation, if we have the term with differentiation, then it is known as a differential equation. That's simple. So for example, let us take one example, d square y by dx square plus 5x 3y by dx is equal to 0. So here you can observe that d square y by dx square and dy by dx, these two are the term with differentiation, and so there is equality sign as well, so that is definitely this is an equation. And now it contains the differential coefficient or differentiation term, and so that's why it is known as a differentiation or differential equation. And next is del z by del x plus del z by del y is equal to 10. So this is another equation, and this is known as the partial differential equation. So now again the question is that why there is we have written it is del, and why here we have written it is as a d. Here we have d by dx, d by dx, d square by dx square, and now in this second equation we have the del by del z, del z by del x, and del z by del y. So that depends on the function. So whenever we have the function of only one variable, then it is the ordinary differentiation. Whenever we have the function of only one variable, that means if we have y is a function of only x, that means y is equal to f of x. Then if we are writing the differentiation, then we are using this d. But in the case of more than one variable, that means suppose for this equation let us take that function as a z, then z is equal to f of x y. Then now you can see that z is a function of two variables, x as well as y, and so that's why whenever we are doing the differentiation of the function with more than one variable, then we are using the partial differentiation. So again, whenever we have the function of two or more than two variable, then in that case we are using the partial differentiation. So here if we want to write the differential equation for that, then it is del z by del x plus del z by del y is equal to 10. This is the partial differential equation, and this is the ordinary differential equation. So in differential equation we have main two types, ordinary differential equation and partial differential equation. But here in our case we are just going to focus on the ordinary differential equation. That means the equation with the function in only one variable. That means the solution of this function we will get in only one variable. So this is all about the differential equation. So again I am repeating that definition: an equation in which differentiation coefficient occur is known as the differential equation, and these two are the examples of the differential equation. Now next is that order and degree of the differential equation. So in many exams you can see the question paper, and you might get that questions like that: what will be the order of this differential equation and what will be the degree of differential equation. So let us go through that concept. So order of the differential equation, what we mean by that order? So order of the differential equation is the highest order of the differential coefficient occurring in it. Again, order of differential equation, that is nothing but the highest order derivative coefficient occurring in it. That means highest order derivative occurring means, suppose if we take that again example number 1, d square y by dx square, then this is second order differentiation. This is the term with that second order differentiation. Then we have that dy by dx, that is first order differentiation. So now in this equation you can find the d square y by dx square, that is the differential coefficient with that highest order, because this is second order derivative, and so that's why the order of this equation will be 2. And next is degree. So degree of the differential equation is the power of the highest order derivative in the differential equation without fraction or radical sign. So degree means what? So degree means, so first of all you need to find out the highest order differential coefficient in differential equation, and now power of that particular highest order derivative coefficient, that will be the degree. Now so for this case d square y by dx square, but that can be written as a whole power 1, d square y by dx square power 1, and so now the order of this differential equation will be the 2 and the degree is 1. So simple, degree is nothing but it is the power of that highest order differential coefficient in the differential equation. That's simple. But now focus on that last line, without fraction or radical sign. So what we mean by that, without fraction or radical sign? So without fraction, that means if you have, suppose if you have here that power 3 by 2, d square y by dx square power 3 by 2. So here you have that fractional power 3 by 2, that is the fractional power. So now you need to remove that power, you need to remove that fractional power and you need to convert that into that integer power. So what you need to do, so you just need to do it as a, let us take that d square y by dx square whole raised to 3 by 2, and now let us write this term on the right hand side. Then it will be minus 5x dy by dx. So now if we want to remove this fractional power, then what we need to do, let us take square on both the sides. So that will be 1, 2 will cancel out, and so this is d square y by dx square whole raised to 3, which is equal to, we are taking square on both the sides, so that 1 by 2 power will cancel out from that left hand side, and from that right hand side we need to take that square. So that will be minus 5x dy by dx whole square. And so now this is the new differential equation for which that order is 2 and degree is 3. In fact, these two are same, but now just we have converted that fractional power to the integer power. So whenever you are having that fractional power of that highest power differential coefficient, then you need to remove that fractional power and you need to convert that fractional power to that integer power, and that will be the degree of the differential equation. So that is related to that fractional or fraction. So again, whenever you have that power of that higher order differential coefficient as fraction, then you need to remove that power and convert it into that integer. That will be the degree of differential equation. But now what we mean by this radical sign? What we mean by this radical sign? So radical sign means whenever the term of differentiation is given as an angle of something function. Suppose if I am having the equation as y plus x dy by dx is equal to sine of dy by dx. Y plus x dy by dx is equal to sine of dy by dx. So now you can observe that dy by dx is in angle of sine, which is not independent. So this dy by dx is in angle of this sine function. So first you need to try to convert this dy by dx, or you need to try to take outside of dy by dx from that sine angle. So let us try. So what we need to do, we need to take that sine inverse on both these sides. So sine inverse of sine, that will be the only angle, so that will be the dy by dx. But if you take sine inverse on both these sides, so here we have suppose sine inverse, then it will be sine inverse of y plus x into dy by dx. So now on that left hand side, this dy by dx will comes into that fraction, or sorry, in radical sign, because that will comes into that angle of sine inverse. So whenever it is not possible to find out the rational form, that is known as a rational form, so that for that particular case degree is not defined. Whenever it is not possible to find out the rational form, that means without radical sign, that means we need to remove the sign, then it is the case of degree not defined. So for this case the order is 1, because the highest order derivative, that is dy by dx, that is first order. But here degree is not defined for this case, because here dy by dx is in angle of sine. So I hope it is clear to everyone. So this is all about the basic concepts related to that differential equation, order and degree. And now if there is questions related to order and degree of the differential equation, then I hope that you can easily solve it. So also we will solve some more examples related to that degree and order of differential equation. So let us do that. So now next example, here it is given that a is equal to 1 plus dy by dx whole square whole raised to 3 by 2 upon d square y by dx square. So now we need to find out the order and degree of this differential equation. So now here you can see that this is into that form of a fractional. So first of all we need to write into that linear form or in rational form. So let us take that d square y by dx square on that left hand side, then it will be a into d square y by dx square, which is equal to 1 plus dy by dx whole square whole raised to 3 by 2. But now, as we have discussed in that last example, here you can see that there is a fractional power 3 by 2. So first of all you need to remove that 3 by 2 power and you need to convert that 3 by 2 into that integer. So let us take that square on both the sides. So this will be a into d square y by dx square whole square, which is equal to 1 plus dy by dx whole square raised to 3. And now clearly you can see that the highest order derivative is 2 in this equation, d square y by dx square, that is the second order derivative or second order differential coefficient that is exists in this equation. So now the order of this differential equation is 2. So order is equal to 2. And what is the power of that particular term of d square by dx square? That is power 2. And so degree of this differential equation is also 2. Degree of this differential equation is also 2. So the thing you need to remember is that whenever you have that fractional power, then you need to remove that fractional power and you need to convert that power into that integer. That is the simple thing. And then you can find out the order and degree. Order, that is the highest order derivative, occurs in that equation, and the power of that highest order derivative, that is the degree. So in this case we have d square y by dx square, so order is 2, and the power of d square y by dx square is 2, and so the degree is also 2. Now next example, the equation is given as y is equal to x into dy by dx plus 5 by dy by dx. So now here dy by dx is given into the denominator. So first of all we need to convert this equation into that linear form. So let us take the dy by dx as an LCM. So that means that is y. Now if we multiply that dy by dx on both the sides, then it will be y into dy by dx, which is equal to x into dy by dx into dy by dx, and it will be dy by dx whole square, and plus 5 dy by dx is cancel out. What we have done here, we have just multiplied this equation by dy by dx. So now you can see that this is converted to that linear form or rational form. So now let us see that what is the highest order derivative occur in this equation, that is dy by dx. Here you can see that here you have the dy by dx, here also you have that dy by dx. But now on that right hand side you can see that dy by dx whole raised to 2. So now the order of this equation is 1 and degree is 2. So order is equal to 1 and degree, that is the power, is equal to 2. So order of differential equation is 1 and degree of this differential equation is 2. So I hope it is clear to everyone that how we can find out the order and degree of the differential equation. Clear? So Just you need to remember two things. For order, it is the highest order derivative, that is the order of differential equation, and degree, that is the power of that highest order derivative in that equation without fractional or radical sign. Clear? So this is all about that order and degree of differential equation. So now let us move towards the next concept, that is the solution of differential equation. So here first let us start with the differential equation with first order and first degree. First order means it is the differential equation which consisting only the first order differential coefficient. First order differential coefficient means it is the term only dy by dx, and degree is also one, first order and first degree. So degree is also one, that means the power of dy by dx is also 1. So that means the differential equation which contains the only differential coefficient dy by dx, not d square y by dx square, d cube y by dx cube and so on. So that is the concept of first order and first degree differential equation. So what is the generalized form of that differential equation which is of first order and first degree? So the general form of ordinary differential equation of first order and first degree is m plus n dy by dx is equal to 0, where m and n are functions of x and y, where m and n are functions of x and y. That means m and n both are the function in terms of x and y, and there is only one term dy by dx because it is of first order and first degree, and which is equal to 0. And these equation you can also write into the another form as a m dx plus n dy is equal to 0. So whenever you are writing the first order first degree differential equation, then it is better to write down in these form m dx plus n dy is equal to 0. So now the next term is that how to find out the solution of this differential equation. So first thing is that every times it is not possible to find out the solution of every first order first degree differential equation. Every time it is not possible to find out the solution of first order first degree differential equation, but there are several types of that first order first degree differential equation for we can find out the solution of that particular differential equation. So what are the types? So here I have mentioned that 6 types of differential equation for which we can easily solve it by some methods or by that some formula to find out its solution. So there are 6 types that we are going to study. So in which the first is variable separable form, that means also you can say it as a variable separable differential equation, then homogeneous differential equation, then non-homogeneous differential equation, then exact differential equation, then non-exact differential equation, and that last one will be that linear differential equation. So these are the 6 types for which we can solve the first order first degree differential equation. If the equation of first order first degree is any of these in 6 form, then we can solve it easily. Otherwise there is difficult to find out its solution. So let us starting from that variable separable form. What we mean by that variable separable form? So again comes to that general form or the form for which the first order first degree differential equation can be written. So here we have that m dx plus n dy is equal to 0. This is the general form of first order first degree differential equation. Now here m and n both are functions of x and y, that means m is also function of x and y, n is also the function of x and y. But if you can write this differential equation as m of x dx plus n of y dy is equal to 0, then it is said to be in the form of variable separable. That means you have separated that variable with respect to its differential term. So here m is the function of x and y, but Suppose if you can write this equation as a with dx, there is the term of only x, with dy there is a term of only y, and the equation you can write as m dx plus n dy is equal to 0, where m is the only function of x, n is the only function of y. Then this is said to be in the form of variable separable. So this is the form for that variable separable. So now the question is that how to solve this equation, how to solve this equation. So for this equation, just you need to take that integration on both the sides. So let us take that integration on both the sides. So it will be integration of m dx plus n dy is equal to integration of 0, and that is the constant number c. Now let us give the integration to that particular term. So it is integration of m dx plus integration of n dy is equal to c. Now m is the only function of x, so now you need to do that integration with respect to x. Then you will get something, another function. N is the function of y only. Let us do that integration with respect to y. Then you will get that another function, and then the summation is equal to c, and that will be the solution for the case of variable separable form. So that's too simple. So now, so before going to that examples of variable separable form, you should familiar with the basic integration formulas of that polynomial, and then trigonometric functions, and then exponential function, logarithm, and so on. So you should be familiar with that basic formulas of that integration, because in this case differential equation is related to that two, differentiation as well as integration. So you should familiar with this both, differentiation of that basic functions like that polynomial, trigonometric, inverse, then exponential, logarithm, and so on. And similarly for the integration as well, for that polynomial and trigonometric, inverse, and so on. So if you know that formulas, then you can solve that examples related to variable separable form easily. So this is the variable separable, and this is the solution of that variable separable. So you just need to do that integration, and that will give us the final answer. So now let us solve some examples related to variable separable method. So again I am repeating that method, variable separable method, that is equation can be converted to that form m dx plus n dy is equal to 0, where m is the only function of x and n is the only function of y. So if we can convert the first order first degree differential equation in this form, then it is said to be the variable separable form. And if you want to solve this equation, then you just need to take that integration, and then integration of 0, that will be the constant number c. So now here the given example is that y into square root of 1 plus x square dy plus x into square root of 1 plus y square dx is equal to 0. So now let us solve this, or let us try to convert this using that variable separable method. So here you can see that with dy there is a term of function of x, and also with dx there is a function of y. So what I am doing, I am just dividing this equation by square root of 1 plus x square into square root of 1 plus y square. I am dividing this equation by square root of 1 plus x square into square root of 1 plus y square. So solution of this is given by dividing given equation by square root of 1 plus x square into square root of 1 plus y square. And so now that equation will convert it into that form, y by square root of 1 plus y square, because square root of 1 plus x square, square root of 1 plus x square will cancel out, dy plus x upon square root of 1 plus x square dx is equal to 0, and that equation converted to that variable separable form that you can see here clearly, that is m dx plus n dy is equal to 0, where m is a function of only x. Now here you can see that this is the only function of x, that is m of x, and this is the only function of y, that is n of y. So mx dx plus n of y dy is equal to 0. So now this is converted to that variable separable form, which is in variable separable form. So to find out the solution of this equation, just we need to do integration on both the side. So integrating on both the side, integrating on both sides, we get, so this is integration of y upon square root of 1 plus y square dy plus integration of x upon square root of 1 plus x square dx is equal to integration of 0, that is constant c. Now how to do the integration of this function, that is x upon square root of 1 plus x square and y upon square root of 1 plus y square. Now in integration there is one formula which is given by that integration of f of x whole raised to n into f dash of x dx. If we have this type of form, f of x whole raised to n into f dash x dx, then the integration of this function will be f of x whole raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. That means if you have a function with n as a power and in multiplication there is a derivative of that given function f of x, then the integration of this term is given by f of x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So now let us write down these two integration in this form. So what I am doing right now, I am writing this 1 upon square root as a 1 plus y square raised to minus 1 by 2. So now this equation can be written as integration of y into 1 plus y square whole raised to minus 1 by 2, because square root is nothing but the 1 by 2 power, and if we are taking it into the denominator then it will be minus power. So y into 1 plus y square raised to minus 1 by 2 dy plus integration of x into 1 plus x square whole raised to minus 1 by 2 dx, which is equal to c. Now you can see that this is converted into this form of that formula, f of x raised to n into f dash x dx. Now let us see that f of x as a, or f of y, here it is in function of y, so consider it is a function of y. So now the function is 1 plus y square, power is minus 1 by 2, and now here we have that y. But now according to that formula the derivative of function should be in multiplication. So now what is the derivative of this 1 plus y square? Now derivative of 1 plus y square, that is 2y. So what I am doing, I am just multiplying and divide it by the 2. So that will be converted into this form. I have just multiplied and divide it by 2. So it is 1 by 2 1 by 2 into integration of 2y into 1 plus y square raised to minus 1 by 2 dy. And similarly for this term as well, so it is plus 1 by 2 2x into 1 plus x square whole raised to minus 1 by 2 dx. So now this is converted into this form. So now let us apply this formula. So now the answer of this integration will be that 1 by 2 f of x raised to n. So integration will be that f of x or f of y raised to n plus 1. So it is minus 1 by 2 plus 1 upon minus 1 by 2 plus 1. And similarly for that second case as well, that is 1 by 2 1 plus x square raised to minus 1 by 2 plus 1 upon minus 1 by 2 plus 1, which is equal to c. Now minus 1 by 2 plus 1, that is 1 by 2, so it is 1 by 2 into 1 plus y square whole raised to 1 by 2 upon 1 minus 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2, plus this is 1 by 2 1 plus x square whole raised to 1 by 2 upon 1 by 2, which is equal to c. Now these 1 by 2, 1 by 2, this 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 will be cancelled out, and so final answer will be 1 plus y square raised to 1 by 2 plus 1 plus x square raised to 1 by 2, which is equal to c, and which is required solution, which is required solution, where c is arbitrary constant. That means the value of c is nothing but it is a constant. Clear? So again I am repeating this example. What we have done, we have just converted the given equation in the form of m dx plus n dy is equal to 0, that means in variable separable form. Then we have just done integration and we have solved it, so that final answer will be 1 plus y square raised to 1 by 2 plus 1 plus x square raised to 1 by 2 is equal to c. That's simple. Clear? So now the next example, so now the next example is that 9y y dash plus 4x is equal to 0. 9y y dash plus 4x is equal to 0. So again, let us try to convert this equation into that variable separable form. So y dash, that means it is a derivative of y with respect to x. So y dash is nothing but it is a dy by dx. So first let us write down this equation in the another form using the dy by dx term. So now this equation can be written as that 9y dy by dx plus 4x is equal to 0. So now let us take the dx with the term of x. So it is 9y dy plus 4x dx is equal to 0. So again you can see that this is equation which is converted into that variable separable form. 4x, that is m, 9y, that is n, m dx plus n dy is equal to 0. So that is converted into that variable separable form, where m is the only function of x, n is the only function of y. So what we have to do, we have to do that integration on both the sides. So now integrating on both the side, integrating on both sides, we get, so integration of 9y dy plus integration of 4x dx and integration of 0, that is constant number. So now the integration of 9y, 9 is constant, so that we can take outside. Integration of y, that is y square by 2, because we know that if we have integration of y raised to n, then it is y raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. This is the formula. So here we have that y, so it is y square by 2 plus 4 is constant, so that we can take outside integration of x, that is x square by 2, and which is equal to c. So now this is 9 by 2 y square plus 4 by 2 x square is equal to c. Now if you take that 1 by 2 common and let us take that 2 on that right hand side, and that give the another name of the variable constant, then it is also okay. So now let us take that 1 by 2 common and take that 2 on that right hand side, then it will be 9y square plus 4x square, which is equal to 2c. Now give this as another name, that is c dash, which is one of the constant. So now the final answer is 9y square plus 4x square is equal to c dash, which is required solution of the given differential equation. So again, what we have done, we have just converted the given equation in the variable separable form, and then we have done integration on both sides, and we have just simplified it, and we are getting that answer 9y square plus 4x square is equal to c dash. That is the solution of that given differential equation. So this is how we can calculate the examples related to that variable separable form. Again, let us take one more examples related to that variable separable form. So next example is that e raised to 3 e raised to x tan y dx plus 1 plus e raised to x into sec square y dy is equal to 0. Now here this differential equation is given, for which you need to find out the solution. So now here we can see that with respect to dx we have that two functions, function of x as well as function of y, and also with dy we have that two functions, function of x and function of y. So now we need to remove that function of y with dx and function of x with dy. So what we have to do, just we have to divide that equation by tan y into 1 plus e raised to x. Let us divide the given equation by tan y into 1 plus e raised to x, because they are taking that problem, because that will gives us the problem to convert it into that variable separable form. So now that's why we are just dividing that tan y and 1 plus e raised to x, so we can convert it into that form of a variable separable. So let us solve this. So dividing given equation by tan y into 1 plus e raised to x, tan y into 1 plus e raised to x. So that equation can be written as 3 e raised to x. Now tan y will cancel out, so that remaining term is only 1 plus e raised to x dx plus 1 plus e raised to x, 1 plus e raised to x will cancel out, so that is sec square y upon tan y dy is equal to 0. So now you can see that the given equation is converted into that variable separable form. With dx we have that function of only x, with dy the function of only y. So now we need to do that integration on both the sides. So let us do that integration on both the sides. So integrating on both sides, we get, so now that integration of 3 e raised to x upon 1 plus e raised to x dx plus integration of sec square y upon 10y dy is equal to 0 is equal to 0. Now how to do the integration of this function? There is e raised to x upon 1 plus e raised to x, because 3 is constant, so that we can take outside of that integration. And in second one we have that sec square y upon 10y dy. So now there is one formula in mathematics related to that integration, which is given by that if you have the function or integration in the form of f dash x upon f of x dx, in denominator you have function and in numerator you have its derivative. So whenever you have the integration of f dash x upon f of x, then the answer of this will be log of f of x. Whenever you have that integration of f dash x upon f of x, then answer will be that log of denominator, that is log of f of x. So now you can see that clearly. Let us say that 1 plus e raised to x is f of x, 10y is a g of y. Then the derivative of 1 plus e raised to x, that is e raised to x, which is also present in the numerator, and derivative of 10y, that is x square y, which is also present in the numerator. So now let us apply this formula, so that answer of this integration will be 3 is constant, so that we can take outside. So that is 3 into log of denominator, that is log of 1 plus e raised to x, plus this is log of 10y. And now integration of 0, that is constant, but that constant I am writing in the form of log c, and why I am writing as a log c, that I will explain later. So now I hope it is clear to everyone. Again, that is integration f dash x upon f of x dx, that is log of f of x, that is also you can say it as a log of denominator. So now you can see that 1 plus e raised to x and derivative of 1 plus e raised to x, that is e raised to x. So the answer of these will be 3 into log of 1 plus e raised to x. Now derivative of 10y, that is x square y. So now integration of these term is log of 10y, that is log of denominator, and now integration of 0, that I am writing as a log c. Now we have one more property related to logarithm. If we have a into log b, then a can be taken as the power of b. So these can be written as log b raised to a. Whenever you have a is in multiplication with log, then particular number or that particular function that you can take as a power. So now here you can see that 3 is in multiplication with logarithm, so 3 can be taken as a power of 1 plus e raised to x. So now this can be written as log of 1 plus e raised to x whole cube plus log of 10y is equal to log c. Now one more property is that if we have log a plus log b, then it can be written as log ab. This is the property of logarithm. Log a plus log b, that is equal to log ab. So now here you can say that log of 1 plus e raised to x whole cube plus log of 10y is equal to log c. So now this is considered as in this form, log a plus log b. So now these can be written as log of 1 plus e raised to x whole cube into 10y, which is equal to that log c, which is equal to log c. And now let us take anti-log on both these sides. That means we can take that exponential on both these sides, so log will cancel out, and so that final answer will be 1 plus e raised to x whole cube into tan y, which is equal to c, where c is equal to constant. So this is how we can find out the solution. Now the question is that why I have taken that log c instead of that any constant c. So I have taken log c because I can cancel out log directly from both the sides. Somehow we can say that we can cancel out log from both the side directly. That's why I have taken that log here instead of just writing constant. I have written it a log c. And if you take only c, then there is no any issue. So in case of if you are writing that c, then whenever we are taking that anti-log on both the side, then it will comes as a e raised to c, that is e power c, where c is a constant. So again e raised to c is again constant, so that you can give it name as another constant, that is k, where k is also constant. But it will be easy to take that anti-log on both the side and directly I can write as a c, and so that's why I have taken that log c. Otherwise if you want to take that any constant as a only simply c, then you can, there is no any issue about that. Okay, so but I have taken log, and so that answer will be only c. So this is how we can convert the given differential equation into variable separable form, and we can solve it easily to get that solution. So solution of that differential equation is 1 plus e raised to x whole cube into tan y is equal to c. So I hope it is clear to everyone that how we calculated that example. Now one more example. Next example, dy by dx is equal to e raised to x minus y plus x square into e raised to minus y. Dy by dx is equal to e raised to x minus y plus x square into minus y. Now this is not in the form of m dx plus n dy. So first of all, let us convert this equation into that form of m dx and plus n dy, and then we can see that whether it is converted into that variable separable form, or we can convert it into that variable separable form or not. So let us convert this into that m dx plus n dy form only. So now this can be written as dy is equal to e raised to x minus y plus x square e raised to minus y into dx. Dy is equal to that e raised to x minus y plus x square into e raised to minus y dx. Now e raised to x minus y, but e raised to x minus y, that can be written as e raised to x into e raised to minus y. E raised to x minus y, that can be written as e raised to x into e raised to minus y plus x square into e raised to minus y dx. Now you can see that e raised to minus y, e raised to minus y, that appear in both the term. So let us take that e raised to minus y common. So it is e raised to minus y into e raised to x plus x square dx. So now e raised to minus y, so now let us take that e raised to minus y on that left hand side, then it will be dy upon e raised to minus y, which is equal to e raised to x plus x square into dx. But e raised to minus 1 upon e raised to minus y, that can be written as e raised to y. So now this equation will be that e raised to y dy, which is equal to e raised to x plus x square dx. And now let us take this term e raised to x plus x square on that left hand side, then this is e raised to y dy minus e raised to x plus x square dx is equal to 0. And now you can see that this equation is converted into that variable separable form. M dx plus n dy is equal to 0, where m is the only function of x, n is the only function of y. So now we just need to do that integration on both the side, and then we can simplify it to get that answer or to get that solution of the given differential equation. So now let us integrate on both the side. So it will be integration of e raised to y dy minus integration of e raised to x plus x square dx and integration of 0, that is c. Now integration of exponential term, that is exponential term itself, and integration of e raised to y, that is e raised to y, minus integration of e raised to x, that is e raised to x, and integration of x square, that is x cube by 3, which is equal to c. And now let us multiply that minus inside, then it will be e raised to y minus e raised to x minus x cube by 3, which is equal to c, where c is a constant, and that's why this is the solution of the given differential equation. So I hope it is clear to everyone that how to solve the given differential equation by converting it into that variable separable form. Clear? So again we have just written that given differential equation in the form m dx plus n dy and check that whether it is in variable separable form or not. If it is in variable separable form, then directly you need to do that integration. If it is not, then try to convert it into that variable separable form and then do that integration. That's simple. Clear? So this is related to that variable separable form. Now the next is homogeneous. Next one is homogeneous differential equation. So what we mean by that homogeneous differential equation? So, or when we can say that the given differential equation is a homogeneous differential equation. So there is a particular type. So let us give the title first. Homogeneous differential equation. So in last case, or the standard form of that differential equation is m dx plus n dy is equal to 0. M dx plus n dy is equal to 0. Or also you can write this equation as in the form of dy by dx is equal to m of xy, that is m is a function of x upon n is also a function of xy. This is also the standard form of that first order first degree differential equation, that is dy by dx is equal to m of xy upon n of xy, or you can write that equation as a m dx plus n dy is equal to 0. So this is the standard form of first order first degree differential equation. Now if the differential equation is given in this form, that is dy by dx is m by n, so when we can say that this is a homogeneous differential equation. So this equation is said to be homogeneous if the degree of m and n both are same. Degree of m and n both are same, then it is known as the homogeneous differential equation. So the above equation is called the homogeneous if m of xy and n of xy are homogeneous functions of same degree. So now again the question is that what we mean by that homogeneous function. That means a function is said to be homogeneous if the constant term is 0 in that particular function. So generally we have that function we are writing as a function as a x square plus y cube plus xy and so on. But when the constant part is 0, that means there is no any constant term is added into that function, then that particular function is said to be the homogeneous function. But whenever we are adding something number or adding something constant, suppose I am adding here that 1, then this is said to be the non-homogeneous function. So function is said to be homogeneous if the constant part of that particular function is 0, otherwise it is non-homogeneous. So now here I have written that x square plus y cube plus xy plus 1. So here 1, that is a non-zero number, and so that's why this function is known as a non-homogeneous function. So the given differential equation dy by dx is equal to m upon n, where m is the function of x and y both, n is also the function of x and y both, is said to be homogeneous if m and n are homogeneous functions of same degree. That means the degree of these two functions should be also same. So suppose if I am writing that m as a x square plus y square and n is equal to that x cube plus y square, then here m and n both are not of same degree, because here in the n you can say that the degree of n is 3, because here we have that highest power is 3, while in m you can say that the m is of degree 2, because here the highest power is 2 in both the term x square as well as in y square, while in n we have that highest power is 3. So now in this case m and n are not of same degree. But whenever, suppose if I am writing this as a n as a x square plus xy, suppose if I am writing this as a x square plus xy, then now this is converted into that function with the same degree. These two are the function with same degree, that is n is also of degree 2, here x square that is 2, here x raised to 1, y raised to 1, so that is total 2, here in m that is x power 2, so it is of degree 2, y square that is also of degree 2. So now here this is converted into that same degree function. So m dx, sorry, dy by dx is equal to m upon n is said to be homogeneous if m and n both are homogeneous function and also have that same degree. Now the question is that how to solve this type of equation. Whenever we have that equation as a dy by dx is equal to m upon n, then how to solve this equation? So this equation can be converted into that variable separable form. That means we can convert this equation in variable separable form, which is in the form of that m dx plus n dy. Not that same as a m dx and n dy, but by considering the new function in place of y, we need to take that v into x, where v is the function of x as well. So the given equation can be reduced to variable separable by taking y is equal to vx. So if we want to reduce this equation in variable separable form, then we need to assume that small y is equal to v comma v into x, where v is also the function of x, and then after we can convert it into that variable separable form, that is m dx plus n dy, where m, or we can write it as a m dash dx plus n dash dy, because it will be different from that given m and n, and here also it is not dy, it is dv, because we are considering that new function. So by considering that y is equal to vx, this dy by dx is equal to m by n can be converted into that variable separable form in the form of m dash dx plus n dash dv is equal to 1, where m dash will be the only function of x and n dash will be the only function of v. And now you can take that integration. So integration m dash dx plus integration n dash dv is equal to 0, and so you can find out the answer in terms of x and v. But we have considered that y is equal to vx. Y is equal to vx. So let us make that v as a subject, then v will be that y by x. So now at the end, after solving this integration, you need to put that v is equal to y by x, and that will be the final answer or the solution of this given differential equation. So I hope it is clear to everyone that how to convert this given differential equation in the which is in homogeneous differential equation form into that variable separable form. So that can be converted by taking that y is equal to vx. So I am not going through that theory part, I am just directly solving one example. So we will get that idea that how we can convert it into that homogeneous to variable separable form. So now you can see that the given differential equation is x into x minus y dy plus y square dx is equal to 0. So first of all, let us write down the given equation in this form: dy by dx is equal to m upon n. So now these can be written as x into x minus y dy. Now let us take this term y square dx on that right hand side, then it will be minus y square dx. Now let us take that dx on that left hand side and x into x minus y on that right hand side, then it will be dy by dx is equal to minus y square upon x into x minus y. Now let us multiply that x inside as well, so that will be minus y square upon x square minus xy, minus y square upon x square minus xy. So now you can see that this equation is converted in this form: dy by dx is equal to m by n. This is m and this is n. Now what is the condition for that homogeneous? These two functions should be homogeneous function of same degree. So now you can see that there is no any constant term. In numerator there is no any constant term, as well as in denominator there is no any constant term. So these two are homogeneous, and also they are of same degree. That means degree of m is 2, because here it is given as a y square, so it is of degree 2. And also in denominator you can say that there is x square minus xy, so x square is of degree 2, xy is also of degree 2. So m and n both are of same degree, and also they are homogeneous function. So this equation is a homogeneous differential equation, which is homogeneous differential equation. Now how to solve this, or how to reduce it into that variable separable form? So that we have already mentioned here. So the given equation can be reduced to variable separable by taking that y is equal to vx. So now we need to take that. So let y is equal to vx. Y is equal to vx. So now we have introduced that new function v. Now so what will be the value of that dy by dx? Now v is also the function of x, and here x is already in multiplication, so these two are function of x. So now we need to apply that product rule to find out the differentiation of vx. So what we mean by that product rule? So whenever we have that product of two function u into v, then the differentiation of u into v, that can be find out by u as it is differentiation of v with respect to x plus v as it is into differentiation of u with respect to x. This is the product rule for differentiation. So same rule that we need to apply here. So here we have that v into x, so that can be written as first v as it is differentiation of x with respect to x plus x is it is into differentiation of v with respect to x, that is dv by dx. But dx by dx, that is 1, so this is simply can be written as v plus x into dv by dx, v plus x into dv by dx. Now so whenever we have that y, that we need to replace by vx, and also dy by dx, that we need to replace by v plus x into dv by dx. So that So suppose give this as a equation number 1. So the equation 1 can be written as, the equation 1 can be written as, now in place of dy by dx we need to write that v plus x into dv by dx. So this is v plus x into dv by dx, which is equal to, also in place of y we need to write that v into x. So now here minus y, that is, so it is v into x whole square upon x square minus x into y, but y, that is vx, so it is v into x. Now let us simplify this. So now this is minus vx whole square, that is v square x square upon, now this is x square minus, let us multiply that x inside, so x into x, that is x square, so it is minus vx square. Clear? Now from denominator we can take x square common. Here clearly we can see that we can take x square as a common from denominator, and that is cancel out with the numerator. So now that equation can be written as v plus x into dv by dx is equal to, x square will be cancelled out, so it is only minus v square upon 1 minus v. So it is v plus x into dv by dx, which is equal to minus v square upon 1 minus v. Clear? Because x square is cancelled out. Now let us take this v on that right hand side, then it will be only x into dv by dx, which is equal to minus v square upon 1 minus v. Now this v is plus on left hand side, when we will take on right hand side then it will be minus. Now we need to simplify this term, so let us take 1 minus v as a LCM, then it will be minus v square minus v into 1 minus v upon 1 minus v. Now let us multiply this minus v square inside, then it will be minus v square, this is minus v, and this is minus minus plus v square upon 1 minus v. So now plus v square minus v square will cancel out, so that remaining term is only minus v upon 1 minus v, minus v upon 1 minus v. So now let us take this minus v upon 1 minus v on that left hand side and x upon dx on that right hand side, then it will be 1 minus v upon minus v dv, which is equal to dx upon x, which is equal to dx upon x. And now let us take that term with dv on that right hand side, then it will be dx upon x. And now this term is minus on that left hand side, when you will take that on right hand side, then it will be plus 1 minus v upon v dv, which is equal to 0. So now clearly you can see that this is converted into that variable separable form, as I have already written on that side, that is m dash dx plus n dash dv is equal to 0, and that you can see here, dx by x plus 1 minus v by v dv is equal to 0. So clearly this is converted into that variable separable form. So from that given homogeneous differential equation, by considering that y is equal to vx, we have converted into that variable separable form, and now we know that how to solve this. So just you need to do that integration on both the side and you need to solve, so you will get that answer in terms of x and v, but v can be written as y by x. So let us put that y by x in terms place of v, and that will be the final answer. So first of all we need to do that integration. So let us do that integration. So first let us simplify this as well. So it is dx by x. Now let us give that v to that particular term, then it will be 1 upon v minus 1 dv is equal to c. sorry 0, not c, because we have not done integration yet. Now let us do that integration on both the sides. So this will be integration dx upon x plus integration 1 minus v minus 1 dv, and now integration of 0, that is c. And so that integration of dx upon x, that we have already known to us, that is nothing but the log x, plus integration of 1 by v, that is log v, integration of 1, that is v, which is equal to c. Now let us replace that v by y by x, because we have considered that y is equal to vx. So whenever we make that v as a subject, then v will be y by x. So now this is log x plus log y by x minus v is sorry, not minus v, it is minus y by x, which is equal to c. But again, this is answer, this is also the solution or the answer of that given differential equation, but we can simplify it further as well. So again we are going to use one property of that logarithm. So whenever we have that log a by b, then it can be written as log a minus log b. Whenever we have that log a by b, then it can be written as log a minus log b. So now here you can see that this is log y by x, so that can be written as first log x as it is. Now log y by x can be written as log y minus log x is equal to c. This is minus y by x, which is equal to c. Now plus log x minus log x will cancel out. So now this term is log y is equal to c plus y by x. I have taken that y by x on that right hand side. So it is log y is equal to c plus y by x, which is required solution. Which is required solution. So simple, just we have converted that given differential equation with the standard form of homogeneous, that is dy by dx is equal to m of xy upon n of xy. Then it is said to be homogeneous if m and n both are homogeneous function of same degree, and if it is homogeneous, then we can convert it into that variable separable form by considering that y is equal to vx, where v is also the function of x, and then after simplifying we can convert it into that variable separable form, and that you can see here clearly, that is dx by x, which is only the function of x with dx, 1 minus v minus 1 dv, that is with v we have only the function of v, which is equal to 0, which is clearly in the variable separable form. So now you need to do that integration directly. So integration of dx upon x, integration of 1 minus v minus 1 dv, which is 0. So now the integration of this, that is log x, integration of 1 upon v, that is log v, integration of 1, that is v, with an integration of 0, that is already c. But v is nothing but y by x, because y that we have taken is a vx. So let us put that y by x in place of v, then it is log y by x minus y by x is c. But again using the property of logarithm, that log a by b, that can be written as log a minus log b, so this is log y minus log x, so plus log x minus log x cancel out, so that answer is only log y is equal to c plus y by x, which is the required solution of that given differential equation. So this is how we can solve the differential equation which is given into that homogeneous differential equation form. Clear? So now I thought that you might have the question that how, when we can realize that this is in homogeneous or this is in variable separable. So how to realize that? So for that there is no any method that from differential equation you can say that this is invariable, separable or inhomogeneous. So now you need to go through that trial and error. You need to check. So if there is a differential equation, then you can check, you have to check whether it is converted into that variable separable or not. If you can convert, then you just need to solve it directly. If it is not, then you need to check it for that homogeneous as well. If it is homogeneous, then just consider y is equal to vx and then solve it further. But if it is not inhomogeneous, or if we are not able to convert it into that homogeneous, then we will study some more methods related to that exact differential equation, linear differential equation, then non-exact differential equation and so on. So whenever you will have that first order first degree differential equation, then directly you can't say that by this method we can solve it. You just need to go one by one method, or you have to see whether we can convert it into that particular form or particular method or not. If you can see that directly from that example, then you can just have to simplify it, and you just need to follow that process or follow that method to get that answer of the differential equation. So I hope it is clear to everyone, and now in next lecture we will study, or we will calculate some more examples related to that homogeneous, and then we will go through the non-homogeneous differential equation, and then after we will study the exact differential equation, then non-exact, and then last one will be that linear differential equation. Clear? So goodbye.